Hey there, Cancer. This is Chronic Joy Tarot, and this is going to be your general reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for February 2018, or whenever you happen upon this video. I like to think that when you are drawn to push play on the video is the moment that you're needing to receive the message, okay? And if you're new to my channel, welcome, thank you. The readings that I do are geared less toward outside sources, other people, situations, and more just really about your own spiritual growth. So wherever you are now as far along your spiritual path, and to take an aspect of yourself with each reading and focus on it to enhance your experience spiritually and merge that into your day-to-day life. Okay, so it's about you. It's about your development and your growth. And then at the end of the reading this time, I'm going to pull one card, since it's February for Valentine's Day, from this Mastery of Love deck by Don Miguel Ruiz, to give you a message of love and how to keep that love within you alive and expanding. And speaking of love, Cancer, the oracle card that I pulled for you at this time is literally love. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. A lot of times we say follow your heart, follow your passions, follow your dreams, but we don't always put that into practice because our minds and our day-to-day distractions get in the way. But this is just going to be a gentle reminder for you to tap into that that deep space within you that really truly guides you through your days, and to be more aware of it and have it show up more. Now, as Cancerians, you are very much you're emotionally driven, you're very beautifully deep feeling people, so this may not be as hard for you as others that maybe have stronger mental energies and use their logic, and have a hard time dropping the logic to follow what's in their heart. It may not be as difficult for you, but this is still a nice reminder. Okay, the Zen Tarot deck is going to give us more guidance on this topic, and the spread that I'm using is called The Key. This is a different spread than I usually do, so let's get started. So your starting point, Cancer, is this politics card. So this is a card, it's a cloud card in the Zen deck. It represents mind and mental energies. And this is cautioning, it normally cautions us, it depends on the position it's in, but in this position, I'm going to say to become more aware of the masks you wear from day to day with others, okay? Doesn't mean you're phony. It doesn't mean, you're fake and drop the mask. It just means we all wear masks, right? From, at any given time, we like to put one on every now and then, and that's usually out of a protective measure. But because your guidance is to follow your heart, just have an awareness of when you want to cover up with that mask, or when you want to, say one thing but really mean another, or you know what I mean? The playing both sides of the aisle here, like politicians, they say speak outside both sides of their mouth or whatever. Just be aware of that if it comes up for you, because that is what we're going to try to lessen, and we're going to try to increase, the guidance of our hearts at this time. The next two cards here are the yin and the yang. This is internal feminine energy and the external, more masculine, action-based energy. And internally, you're called to create a new way of approaching the way you interact with others. Maybe if it's just as simple as, when you have a moment of contention with someone, or you're in an argument or a debate, and you want to put this mask on, and you want to get in there and, use your mental energies to, maybe internally you're guided to pull back a little bit and just receive and reply to this opposition with compassion. That's the new vision is just calling for you to see a new way, see another way of managing and moving forward. You know, we get ourselves caught up in habits. You know, somebody says this is how I respond. I do it all the time. I cannot go on social media anymore without cringing at half of the things I see because of all the opinions, and they're almost like I'm absorbing them all. I have to really just stop reading because, you know, it upsets me within. It gets me really riled up inside. But it also gives me an insight into, okay, you know, the way I live and the way I see things is obviously not the only way, not the right way. It's just right for me. And there are other ways of, you know, that people can go about it. And that is receiving that opposition with a little more compassion and just acceptance that, you know, everyone's on their path. Everyone's doing their thing. And so when you come upon, you know, the need to maybe cover up your true self or your true heart, realize, you know what, I can redirect this. I can redirect it. I don't have to, you know, speak out of both sides of my mouth at this time. I could speak solely from my heart with compassion and still, you know, let the air out of this bubble of this opposition that I'm in with another or whatever the situation might be. But a new way to see it, okay, from within. Okay, and then in your external world and your day-to-day life and the action position here, it's calling for you to integrate. So exactly what we were saying, both sides of your mouth, the good and the bad, the right and the wrong, the love and the hate, the worry and the regret, you know, all those things that make up who you are, you're called to really just own it, integrate it, and know that all of those elements and all of those energies make up who you are. And that will allow you to feel more whole and then continue following your heart along the way, right? The position here in this reading, this card, is called the meditation. So this is the energy to focus on when you're feeling a little scattered or a little bit off the topic, or, you know, maybe if you're not following your heart and you're feeling my heart is shut down in this moment, then the energy to rest back on, of course, is healing. You know, mind, heart, and soul. So definitely, yeah. So I'm going to say, you know, if you're in, you know, in your day-to-day life and you're, yeah, you know, I'm pretty in touch with what my heart's desire is. I'm in touch with that. Sometimes I get off track because I try to cover it up and I try to, you know, say what other people want me to say what they need to hear. And then maybe you could go off on a tangent and start feeling really badly about it and feel, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I should have just been on, you know, and start making yourself a little crazy. Rest back into the knowledge that all of this process is for your own healing. All of it is for your expansion, for your spirit's ascension, and for you to find that balance, you know, in your day-to-day life. So you might want to meditate on how far you've come and how strong your heart really is. And, you know, you see the heart chakra here is lit up on this picture. And, you know, in those moments where you're feeling a little scattered and off topic and, you know, diverting from your goal, just know it's all there for your learning. It's all there for your heart's well-being. And if you continue to follow it organically, then, you know, you can't be steered wrong. The next three cards here, these are representing body, mind, and being. And for the body position, I pulled compromise. So this is saying that perhaps if this energy, this follow your heart energy, is not fully honored, that you might be feeling it a little bit physically. Like you may have... I don't know, just say you might have tense shoulders, or, you know, you're holding too much, you're not letting it flow from your heart space, so then you're feeling a little bit too much tension in your shoulders or in your lower back or whatever. So this is the compromise card represents, you know, there's give and take in life, and then there's completely, giving over your authentic self in order for someone else to be able to get what they need. And that's reminding you not to compromise yourself. Follow your heart strictly. And to avoid some maybe physical ailments or physical experiences that might slow you down, to avoid that, just stay rooted in what your heart says and stay rooted in that healing energy. Okay, in the mind position, we have a mind card, of course, and it's the schizophrenia card. No, Cancer, you are not crazy. However, you might feel indecisive at times. And, that's a perfect time to rest into the knowledge that your heart carries. When you feel indecisive, in your physical world, rest back into that healing energy of the heart. Rest back into that. Nothing has to be done in a day, right? You can touch base with your inner self and find the guidance there. Okay, so don't let the indecisiveness or that sort of should I or shouldn't I energy in your mind get too carried away. It's going to be there. It's part of what the mind does, right? Is help us define decisions and gain clarity so that we can make sound decisions. But your heart cannot be forgotten in that process, okay? And in the being space here, I pulled transformation. So this process, this whole entire journey here, this process of following your heart, being careful to be your authentic self, seeing new ways of doing things, fully integrating all the aspects of yourself from the past and into the now, knowing that it's having a healing effect and that you are growing and you're making progress, is having a transformative effect on your experience. Your whole being is shedding the things that it does not need anymore and shoring up and embracing those energies that are really empowering you and helping you to affect the changes that you want to on your life. Okay? And in the outcome position here, or the top of the reading, the sort of message, that the insight is the Fool card. So it's reminding you, set goals, definitely. Follow your inner guide, and then let it go, right? Because this guy, he is not really too worried about where that next step's going to come from. He may go falling down that cliff, but he does not mind. He's in this moment, and he's ready for anything, right? And that's what you're kind of guided to do through this process, is to just stay open. Stay open. Keep your heart open, follow it. Keep your mind sharp, but not leading and guiding everything all the time. Keep a balance there. Know that the overall purpose is to heal and integrate all the aspects of you and help you to go forward and move on to your next step. You're going through some big changes, and it's all for the good. Okay? All right, Cancer. So then the love guidance that I'm pulling for you here from the Toltec Wisdom Mastery of Love deck by Don Miguel Ruiz, I pulled for you, forgive others. This will help increase the love in your heart. We think that forgiveness means condoning others' actions, and it's not. So I'm going to read from the back here. Forgiveness is the only way to heal your emotional wounds. Forgive those who hurt you, no matter what they've done, because you don't want to hurt yourself every time you remember what they did. When you can touch a wound and it doesn't hurt, then you know you've truly forgiven. That will increase your capacity to love as well. Okay? All right, Cancers, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm going to make every effort to do another reading in February. I couldn't in January. I may not this month either, because it's a very busy time for me in my day job. But until next time, whenever that may be, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thanks for visiting and all the ways that you're showing up for my channel. I really love all of you a lot. Lots of gratitude. Take care.